Hi everyone, I'm trying to launch this application, Notepad, and it is taking a while to load. I'm not sure why. So I'm trying to troubleshoot this particular problem. Okay, it says cannot start app Notepad. Let me click OK. Okay, let me show that to you once. Let me log off. Let me click login and let me type credentials. Okay, I'm going to hit login. Okay, it's back. Let's go to apps. Let's try to launch command prompt. Okay, it just keeps spinning, but it doesn't do anything. So if you come across same kind of issue, like if it keeps spinning like this, and if it doesn't launch, then you can follow the same troubleshooting steps that I'm going to do in this video. It's trying to do something, it's trying to connect, but somewhere it is failing. But it has to throw the error message for sure. So I'm waiting for the error message if it doesn't launch this application. Okay, it says cannot start app. Okay, let us check few things now. Let me click OK. Let me try to launch virtual desktop. Okay, it is doing the same thing. We see the same pattern while trying to launch the virtual desktop as well. Okay, just keep spinning. So let us see why it is doing this. Let's quickly go to controller. Okay, so let's go to Studio Console. Let's check the status of the machine first. Okay, let me go to machine catalogs. Okay, it keeps spinning. It is still doing the same thing. Okay, it is trying to open. It's taking some time, so please bear with me. Yeah, it's trying to come up. Let's go back to, okay, this is still doing the same thing. It took more than 2 minutes, more than 2 to 3 minutes. So you can relate this in your environment if you come across similar issue. Okay, now it throws the error message, cannot start desktop. Okay, click OK. Now let's go back to controller. Okay, I'm trying to open machine catalogs. Let's see the status of this VDI machine. This is taking a while. Okay, it came back. Okay, let me click on it. Okay, it's coming up. We need to have a lot of patience while doing the lab because you come across all kinds of issues. Okay, so it's loading. Even the studio console is loading. Let's wait for a few seconds. Okay, we see something on the right hand side. Alright, if you see now, the machine is in power on state. It means that the machine is powered on or turned on, but the status is in unregistered state for whatever reason. Okay, so let's check why it is in unregistered state. Okay, the very first thing what we can do is let's connect to Zen server. Okay, it says the machine is not registered but should be. For more information, check the troubleshooting. Okay, let me click on troubleshoot. Okay, it says the virtual machine did not complete its boot sequence and is not communicating with the hypervisor. This is interesting. Let me, yeah, bring this up. Okay, what is the possible issue it is saying? The virtual machine did not complete its boot sequence and it is not communicating with the hypervisor. Ensure that the machine booted successfully on the hypervisor. Check for other machines, I'm sorry, check for other messages on the machine such as OS issues. Ensure that the hypervisor tools are installed on the machine. Ensure that the VDA is installed on the machine. So it is giving a lot of recommendations. Okay, let me quickly connect to Zen server. Okay, let me expand this. Okay, so this is the VDA machine. Okay, and let's check the status of this machine. It looks it's in turned on state. Okay, the machine is on. Let's try to connect to this machine and see how it goes. Okay, let's click on full screen. Okay, it should ask for the password. Come on. Okay, so let me type my credentials quickly. So I am logging into the VDI machine itself to see why it is in unregistered state. So we can do some troubleshooting on this machine to check what is wrong. Okay, we are back. Okay, so this is the VDI machine. Let me quickly check the services first. Services, just to make sure if the services are up or not. Okay, Citrix desktop service is okay. It's in started state. Everything looks okay here. Okay, let me start this Citrix end user experience monitoring. It shouldn't be a problem, but I'm just starting it. Yeah, everything looks good. Citrix desktop service is in started state, which is good, and all other Citrix related services are also up. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let me restart Citrix desktop service once on the VDA machine. Okay, I have restarted it. Let's go back and check the status of this VDI machine once. Let's quickly refresh. Sometimes it takes time to reflect. Okay, I'm just refreshing it. It is taking a while to load. Okay, it's coming up. If you see here the registration status, it is an initializing state. It is not unregistered. It is an initializing state. So it is definitely doing something. Like a few minutes ago, before restarting desktop service, it was in unregistered state. But for now, after restarting desktop service, okay, and also after, yeah, I'll show that to you. 1 second. So what we did was we went to, okay, we have restarted this service, Citrix desktop service, okay, and also we have started this Citrix end user experiencing monitoring. And I think the key thing is we have restarted Citrix desktop service. Once we restarted Citrix desktop service, the status has, see, the status has changed. The status has changed to initializing from unregistered. Okay, let me refresh one last time. Let me refresh it once again and see how it goes. It should get registered. Let's see. So it's quite interesting in Citrix, even though the services are in started state, sometimes they wouldn't respond for whatever reason. Sometimes we may have to restart the service and see how it goes. Okay, it still says initializing. It's definitely doing something, but it is taking a while. Okay, let me refresh again. It should come up in a few seconds. This is very interesting. It still says initializing. Wow, that's taking such a long time. But let's see. Okay, let's do one thing. It hasn't changed to registered status, but let's go to storefront. Let me try to launch an application and see how it goes. Let me refresh. Okay, I logged into, yeah, I'm still trying to connect to storefront. Okay, let's try to launch a virtual desktop and see how it goes. Okay, it is still spinning like the way it did before. It just keeps spinning again. Okay, but let's see the status once again here. I think the machine, once it gets registered, we can definitely launch the application. So here it is still spinning like the way it did before. Okay, it says cannot start desktop Windows Server OS. Click OK. I haven't come across this kind of issue before because it stays in initializing state for such a long time. It shouldn't stay for more than 30 seconds. It should say at least registered or unregistered, but for whatever reason it says initializing. It is trying to communicate. It's trying to get registered with the controller, but something is failing. Something is blocking. Let's go back to the VDA machine once again. Let me refresh once and see how it goes. Okay, let me refresh quickly. Okay, it's in started state. Looks okay. Let's go back to, okay, let's refresh once again and see how it goes. If this doesn't work, I'm going to restart the VDI machine. Okay, it still says initializing. If you see, this stayed for more than 15 minutes. Okay, let me, and this just keeps spinning. Okay, okay, it's time to restart the machine. Okay, this is my VDI machine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to force reboot at this point. Okay, it says, are you sure you want to forcibly reboot the selected VM? I'm going to click yes. Okay, now the machine will get restarted. Okay, the machine is coming back. Okay, if you see here, it says boot device hard disk success. Okay, now let's do one thing. Let's go back to controller and monitor the status of the registration state here. Let's refresh it. It should be an unregistered state now because we are restarting the VDI machine. So let's check the status. Okay, it's still loading. In the meanwhile, we can go to Zen server. Okay, it's coming up. It's booting up slowly. So if you remember what we have done in this video, like first for troubleshooting, we have checked the status of VDI in the Zen server, and everything is in, I mean, everything seems to be good. It's in power down state, and the services were also running, and Citrix desktop service was also in running state. We restarted the service. After restarting the service, we tried to refresh the studio console, and we noticed the status of the VDA machine changed to initializing, which is a good indication because it is trying to establish a communication with the controller. But it stayed like that for 10 minutes, I guess, mostly. I haven't come across such issue. Initially, I've come across initializing message, but in a couple of minutes or in a few seconds, it needs to change to registered state. But in this particular video, in this particular situation, for whatever reason, it just stayed initializing. So we tried to launch the application just to check if it works or not, but application was not launching. So we decided to reboot the VDI machine at this point in time. So yeah, the machine is coming back. Once the machine is back, we can try to, let's refresh. All right, it still says initializing for whatever reason, but the machine is coming back. Let's wait until it is completely on. Yeah, it's still coming back. This is going to take a couple of minutes, so please bear with me. Okay, it says, please wait for the local session manager. It seems like the machine was not booted properly last time. That's why we had this issue. But let's check now. Okay, the machine is back. Let us go back to the studio console. The machine is back, but let's wait for the services to be up. It might take a minute or two. Let me refresh and see if it make any changes or not. It still says initializing. Okay, it still says initializing. Let's do one thing. Let's go to services on the controller. Okay, so since this is a lab environment, I will do some testing, but we have to be more careful when you're making any changes in the production environment. Okay, I'm going to restart the broker service on the controller. I'm going to restart. Okay, I've restarted the broker service. Okay, the SQL Server agent is in down state. Let me try to start and see how it goes. Okay, the key thing is I've restarted the Citrix broker service. Let me refresh. Okay, it's in running state. Let's go back to Studio Console and try to refresh and see how it goes. Okay, I'm trying to refresh. You see here the status is registered. Alright, finally we came to the end of this video. It took such a long time, guys. I'm sorry. So basically, the VDI machine was communicating fine with the controller, but for whatever reason, controller was not responding back to the VDA, and we had to re-establish the connection by restarting the broker service on the controller. The broker service was already in started state. It was not in stop state or something. It was already in started state, but we had to restart the service just to establish a new connection, initiate a connection again with the VDA machine, and it changed to registered. Okay, let's quickly try to launch the application before we go. Okay, let me log in. So yes, so even though the services are in started state, you never know, we may have to restart the service to see if it works or not. Okay, all right, let me launch the virtual desktop. I hope it will not spin like the way it did before. Okay, it's asking us to launch. I'll click on Open Citrix Receiver Launcher. It's trying to launch. It's trying to launch. It's trying to open. Yes, it's working fine. We are on the virtual desktop. And yes, we logged in successfully. We are on the desktop. Yes. Alright guys, we came to the end of this video. Everything looks good now. We could launch the virtual desktop as well. If you're still watching this video, thank you for watching, and if you like it, please like and subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends, and talk to you soon. Bye bye.